And that was the sound of an eastern screech owl. Welcome to an eastern screech owl family I filmed this summer. Mom and Dad were both red Morph, the redheads of the owls. Right here you can see, we're just going to jump right in. All those babies are in concealment posture. They are going tall and long, and there was crows and blue jays, and they're on high alert. They've been out of the nest for 2 weeks here, and they know that those sounds mean danger. You can tell these are very stressed baby owls because of the predators. What you don't understand, if you haven't never seen a eastern screech owl or any screech owl, is they're literally the size of a robin. You can put them in a pop can. That's how tiny they are. They are focused, razor sharp alert. And now they're just hanging out being babies. As you can see, they look like a bunch of lemon wedges all wedged in there. And they're just adorable. Every screech owl family I've ever seen, they usually have between 4 and 6 babies. This mama and papa had 6 babies. And a couple years before that, I filmed another nest that had 6 babies. They're just a darling little species. They remind me of pussy willows with eyes. And it's a photographer's dream. I mean, who do you focus on? Who gets the close-up shot? The one on the right? Look at that crooked head and that stare. I mean, he's still... Or do we focus on the one smooshed, number 2? Or number 3 with the wide eyes? There was 6, and I felt like I was winning the lottery. I felt like I see number 4 there. He got stressed out by the sound of a bird. And look at the red facial disc and the yawn and the upcoming stretch of that red facial disc. I'm not gonna lie, that little cutie, he really tugged at my heartstrings. Look at that face. It looks like he or she is wearing eyeshadow. Be still, my beating heart. How can this be real? And that's what I kept saying when I was filming this. Like, how is this real? Like, how are you real? Look at yourself. You're so freaking cute. You're the size of a robin. It looks like you're wearing orange eyeshadow. Look at that head tilt. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And they have little itty bitty tiny ear tufts, which I refer to as plumicorns. And like, look at him. He just winked. Can you imagine walking into a forested area and seeing this little darling the size of your fist? 6 of them? Like I almost needed a defibrillator. No joke. These are very common owls. You can find them in city parks. You can even find them in suburbs. You can find them in urban areas too. Even in your backyard. You can even buy eastern screech owl houses online or make one. But I always suggest you do your research so you know how and where and when to place it. My name is Heather. People know me as the Owl Queen. Long ago, a wild snowy owl saved my life, and I have dedicated my life to owls. This is my favorite part right here. Just like a little toddler. He's gripping on his little leaf with his little talon. Little tiny dinosaur. Wow. But what he's really doing is every little nibble at that leaf and clutching. He's just practicing for when he gets older, when he grips prey and will rip at the prey. But when they're this little and they don't know, they're practicing on leaves. Look at that. Oh, my heart. So this is a red morph because of the eyeshadow. The rest of his body is a grayish color. There's actually 3 different kinds. The gray morph, the red morph, and the intermediate morph, which is a combination of the red and the gray. I have found that species 2-3 hours away. I'm in Eastern Ontario. Like most owls, the male screech owl, he's smaller than Mom. He's a more agile flyer and hunter. Mom doesn't hunt while she's on the nest. She and the babies depend on the food from Pops. And even though Pop is smaller, his voice is a little deeper than the females. You can always find them by listening to other birds in the forest, like blue jays, chickadees. They'll be swarming and making a lot of noise, even squirrels and chipmunks. And usually you'll find an owl nearby if you hear the stress calls of these other animals. Look at them. Look at their little red facial discs. Not as predominant as the other one, but look at them wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, subtle little head bobs, all snuggled up together. You know, when they're in the nest, they're all snuggled up together. So it only makes sense once they leave the nest, they're snuggled up together too. That's their comfort. And oh my God, look at that one staring straight into your soul. How cute can you be? Can you tell if he's reading your secrets? He winked. Sometimes when I'm in the forest and I see these beautiful earthbound feathered angels, like I'm still pinching myself 14 years later after discovering my first owl in the wild. I just can't believe, big yawn, number 1 on the left there. I can't believe that these creatures are all around. They're just the masters of disguise. They are the champions of hide and seek, I tell you. Oh, epic stretch there on number 4. Did you see that? There are other ways you can find them as well, and that is with a FLIR. It is a night vision binocular. Shh, you didn't hear that from me. But yes, most of the owls I find are in parks, on hiking trails, anywhere where there's a food source. So just think of your local park or camping grounds or places where there's a lot of wildlife, a lot of mammals, chipmunks, squirrels, a lot of small birds, chickadees, nuthatches, dragonflies, crickets. These little ones eat bugs. Go where the food source is, and that is where you will likely at some point find an owl. Dusk to dawn is the prime time to be looking. And this is Mom. Look at that plumage, look at those ear tufts, and watch the rotation of her head. 6 mouths to feed. You have to constantly be on alert. They are extraordinary creatures, and we must band together to keep them safe. I always wait until they're almost impossible to find before I make my documentaries. And I don't really post much until I know they're safe. But that's just me. I hope you enjoyed this, and I would love it if you could share it with a fellow nature lover. And I hope this made your day a little more magical. Owl, we need his love.